Willkommen zurück bei Zodiac Trial. Im letzten Part sind wir gestorben. Das Verbrechen, das Rooster und ich uns aufgebaut haben, ist leider an Oxes grandioser Logik zerschollen. Und jetzt müssen wir uns einen anderen Plan ausdenken. Aber wir arbeiten dran. Und wir sind genau da. Okay. The Closet Drawer war eine gute Idee. Okay, davor sogar noch was noch nicht. Wir hatten noch eine Entscheidung davor gehabt, die ich machen muss. Das war die da. Nicht wahr? Genau. Okay. Aber was kann ich machen am besten? Mal gucken. Also, das Wasser war zu offensichtlich letztes Mal. Das macht Sinn. Das wird auch auffallen. Deswegen glaube ich... Oh, was heißt das? Set up a paint can to fall on the leg later. Aber fällt das nicht auf, wenn die Farbe frisch ist und das Blut ein bisschen getrocknet ist? Ich mach's mal. Anything unnatural might bring an unnecessary suspicion. It'd be best if this whole thing could be written off. It's a risk, but if this stain was covered up publicly... I looked around and found a paint can. I opened it up and put it on the corner of a table. I see veins. This will pay off later. I just needed to pray I wouldn't be spotted before that. Over by the closet, Rooster had unfinished his task. Oh, warte. Okay. What now what? Okay, jetzt kommt das wieder mit den Strippen. Ich glaube, Closet war eine gute Idee eigentlich. So, jetzt kommt das. Und zwar, letztes Mal haben wir Pig als Witness bekommen. Ich mach mal No Witness, weil es wird auch gesagt, dass es seltsam war, dass Pig nichts gesehen hast. Aber Rooster schon. Bringing in anyone extra will just make things needlessly complicated. The story is good enough on its own. And any additional aspects will just increase the chance of something going horribly wrong. Okay then, guess it'll just be up to me to carry a brilliant story. Anyways, say that a bit after Snakes walked by, you heard some sort of crashing noise. You walked out and then found the body. And after that, you call out and gather as many people as possible. Bring in the group. On it. And you'll be far away from all this. After all, as your partner, it's important I seem as innocent as possible. I guess that makes sense. So well decided. It appears we are. The dice are cast, so to speak. Let's see if we had a winning roll. Und hier, everything goes to shit. And just like that, we put the plan into action. Rooster, for his part, would wait a bit before discovering the body. Meanwhile, I searched in an area far away from where the body would be found. Soon enough, I heard commotion to begin to rise. Rooster had drawn the group's attention towards the body. I joined in and stood by the newly discovered body. Everyone was panicking and very saddened to the death. Horace in particular looked, ja, das haben wir schon gehabt. Okay. And Rooster, you're the only one who can verify the story of yours. I think calling it a story is giving me a bit too much credit. Memory would be more accurate, though I admit my narration added a lot. You are the only one who can verify this. Yes, I was searching alone when this happened. Done with his interrogation, Ox walked over to the body and leaned in to look closer. Wanting to keep my distance, I just stood nearby. It appears that she was struck from the side. Das haben wir schon gehabt. Genau. Irgendwas noch. Ah ja, okay. It took long. Rooster was probably going to step in. However, lucky for us, Bunny opened it by himself, without any prompting. When he did, out fell Snake's stripped corpse, to the shock of everyone. This was my chance to get rid of the damn blood on my leg. In surprise, I stumbled backwards and ended up hitting the table on which I left the paint can. It spilled all over my leg, much to my chagrin. A number of people eyed the incident, but nobody said anything. There were more pressing matters at hand. The room was once again in chaos at the discovery of another dead body. Sheep's death was no longer an isolated incident, but the beginning of a pattern. Everyone he suddenly had to ask himself, am I next? So, dann kommt gleich das mit dem Suchen. Ja, good work, genau. Jetzt mal gucken. Da haben wir gesagt, die Weapons macht keinen Sinn, weil macht nur am meisten Sinn. So. It's all bullshit, right? Huh? What's the story as well as this evidence? The more I look at it, it's all a lot of bullshit. When you think about it, two people stand out as far more suspicious than the others. Rooster and Mouse. Oh, I agree. Rooster, shut up. Ox, what are you talking about? What do you mean we're suspicious? Is it not obvious? There are numbers of things I could put out. The fact that neither of you two have any alibi whatsoever. How'd you just stumble into the paint can over there, covering your pant leg? How Rooster was the only one to see Snake walk by. But to belabor this point would be a waste of time. Okay. Wir brauchen also einen Suspect. Und ich muss sein Bein hochdrehen. Okay, das sind Sachen, die wichtig sind. Okay, gut zu wissen. Okay. Das heißt, ich mach das zuerst. Surely nobody had been paying that much attention to me, right? It was totally natural for somebody to have the bottom of the pants leg rolled up a bit. This was highly risky. If someone never noticed this and asked me to roll the leg down, I'd be totally screwed. But there was no way that would happen. If it did, I probably would have already been under a fatal amount of suspicion. So I rolled up my pant leg and prayed. Aber bei the closet. Okay, jetzt muss ich das machen. Das hat gepasst. Das war gut. Wir brauchen einen Witness. Aber wir müssen dafür sorgen, dass es ein Geräusch gibt. It will be decidedly not me. However, I don't see much choice in that matter. If it helps our odds, I say we do it. Great, then we're decided. It appears we are. The dice are cast, so to speak. Let's see if we had a winning roll. Okay. And just like that, we put the plan into action. Rooster, for his part, went to look for someone to search this area with him. Meanwhile, I hid in the classroom right next to Sheep's body. Soon enough, I heard Rooster and Pig talking in the neighbor classroom. It was go time. I walked over to Sheep's body and with some hesitation, pushed it down the stairs. Then I immediately headed back to the classroom further down the hallway. After pausing a beat or two, I walked in, after Rooster and Pig had already made the scene. From there, the entire group was called for, and slowly began to gather around the crime. Everyone was panicking, and very sad, okay. Okay, jetzt kommt es hier. And Rooster, you were with Pig at the time this happened. Yes, sir. We were looking around together.
Yeah, Rooster was with me when he saw Snake. Although I didn't see him myself.
But you heard the crash noise a bit later.
Right. That's what drew us to the scene.
Okay, that all checks out. Yes! Yes! Okay, warte. Okay, er neckt nichts am Bein. Das ist gut. It seems pretty open and shut that the killer just hit her over the head with a statue that fled. Mouse, you were searching in the neighbor classroom, weren't you?
Yes, why?
I just think it's curious.
Hold on, you're not suspecting me, are you?
Oh, lay off her horse. That statue is too heavy for a girl of her stature to effectively use this weapon. I mean, she could have probably lifted and used it if needed, but it'd certainly be unwieldy. She'd generally opt for something like a knife. Besides, there's a staircase right near the scene of the crime, which means it would have been easy for the killer to slip away without being spotted.
But they were spotted, weren't they?
Well, I think that's one mystery on everyone's mind. Die Vampir-Sache, nicht wahr? Ja, die Vampir-Sache. So, okay, mal gucken. Genau, das haben wir alles geschafft. Und jetzt kommt The Weapons.
We're thinking about it, Rooster. We're just also stumped by it. We're thinking about it, Rooster. We're just also stumped by it. Doesn't seem to have any purpose, at least none that we can see.
No, I believe I figured it out.
You have?
Yes. Thinking about it, there's only one sequence of events that makes all of this make even little sense. The only thing I can think of is the fact that Rooster seeing Snake was not a mistake, but rather a function. No, this is an interesting proposal. Do go on. Doc. D-O-G. Snake was indeed the first victim. Our killer murdered them with this kitchen knife. But it wasn't all. They were out for blood. In case it's not obvious, our killer's likely one of the traitors. They planned to kill everyone and escape alone. And so, they came up with a plan. If they could get people to think Snake was the murderer, and then vanish Snake, we'd all have a common enemy. Snake would be the boogeyman, the unknown threat hiding somewhere in the school. They could blame all future killings on him. But to do that, they'd need to see Snake by the crime. So they took Snake's mask and his clothes and dressed up as him. I don't know exactly what happened next. Maybe they killed Sheep with a statue first, then just waited for a time when they could be spotted walking to the crime. Maybe they really walked with that statue by Rooster, happened to see Sheep, and clunked her there. Whatever the case, they set up Snake with the disguise. However, they'd have to join up with the group soon enough to avoid suspicion. So when they doubled back to their art classroom, they abandoned their disguise as fast as they could to then join the rest of us.
That's crazy. There's no way something like that could really happen, right?
No, I think Ox is right. It all adds up when you think about it like that. In that case, I think we can narrow our killer suspects down to 2. We can? Of the people who could plausibly imitate Snake with a mask on, there are only 3 in this building. Wooster was already accounted for by Pig. That leaves Dog and Bunny. The killer has to be one of you 2.
That's absurd. Ridiculous. I mean, Ox, you're really grasping at straws here, don't you think?
I think the theory makes sense. Ach, Dog, der ewige Optimist.
You do?
By the way, I should have mentioned earlier, I have an alibi for the crime.
What? You do?
I thought searching alone might be a bad idea, so I tagged along with Horse, much to his annoyance. Horse, can you confirm this? Indeed. It is regrettable, but Dog cannot be the killer. Well then, I guess there's just this one person left.
I knew Bunny was suspicious. I never trusted that phony smile of his.
A plastic man, the type to kill in cold blood.
Hey now, you can't be serious, right? This is absurd. You can't arrest somebody on such flimsy reasoning.
This isn't a court of law, Bunny. It's a death game where we need to make hard decisions. In my opinion, Ox has raised reasonable doubt that you are the killer. So we can't just let it go.
So, what should we do? I mean, even if he's suspicious, we can't just kill him off this, right?
I know. There's some jump robot in the gym. Why don't we tie him to a chair and leave him in the cafeteria? That seems a sensible enough arrangement.
Sensible enough? That's not even remote.
Bunny began to back away, but before he could put in distance, Horse grabbed a hold of his arm. You do not get to flee that easily. Oh, come on, Bunny. Why are you resisting if you've got nothing to hide?
You're right. You're totally right. Honestly, in high-tension situations like that, it's natural for people to reach incorrect conclusions. I can say you're not making a mistake, but if the group think this is for the best, I'd be happy to be confined.
Then it's settled. I'll go get the rope. Oh wow, er hat mir geholfen. Before I knew it, Bunny was indeed tied up on a chair left in the cafeteria. It was a funny sight, if you forgot the circumstances. He certainly didn't look amused. Well then, I suppose we should just get back to it then. Yeah, we sure lost a whole bunch of time here, didn't we?
The others should have still been working, right? They can pick up our slack.
Let's just plan to regroup and recount our minor trinkets in round 2's time. Got it. Everyone nodded their heads in agreement, and like that, everybody split up and returned to searching for minor trinkets. Well, almost everybody. 2 people only walked briefly away from the cafeteria, right before turning around and heading right back to where we just were. Ah, Mouse, glad to see we're on the same wavelength. Indeed, that went about as well as could be expected. Huh? I have to give you credit, Mouse. They really took that story hook, line and sinker. It worked like a charm. We got lucky. Things could have gone wrong in so many different ways.
Hold on, you 2 other killers?
So gets 6 square. Nice work on picking up on those context clues, buddy. Wooster, don't be a dick to him. We're doing all this because we have to. If you start to enjoy it, you'll really become irredeemable. Not for this guy. Trust me, I knew his deal before we even got abducted. I'm not gonna have any sympathy for this prick. Oh. Long story. Not really that time for it. Maybe when we get out of here.
Sympathy? Hold on, you 2 aren't really considering killing me, are you?
Them's the breaks, buddy.
I really am sorry about this, but you know, you're all tied up there. It's about as good an opportunity we're going to get. Whoa. Guys, let's just think about this for a minute. Whichever of you has the clever personality, you can win with other people, right? I'm useful. I'm a cop. I know how to deal with this situation like this. You just reconsider your current position and I'll join your side, honest. And you're going to need someone with my skills if you're going to want to take down something like Horse, something like Tiger. So just ditch the dumb one and help me out. Well, Wooster, he makes a compelling argument. Maybe I should make him my new partner. Hey, are you serious here? Don't be stupid. He just hand you over to the group as soon as he gets free. Mouse, don't tell me you're falling for this. Easy there. I was just messing with you. Oh, right, I knew that. What do you mean you were just messing with him? Mouse, you can trust me, I swear. I don't think I want to work with someone willingly to sacrifice the entire group, if I'm being honest. You're willing to sacrifice the entire group? Yeah, and I wouldn't want to work with me either.
Oh, Mouse is so sassy. So sassy. Alright, enough chitter-chatter. People could walk in at any moment. Mouse, after you.
What do you mean after me?
You're the one killing him, right?
Why would I be the one killing him?
I rated snake and sheep. That's 2 for me and 0 for you. You should stop pulling your own weight around here.
That makes no sense. Yeah, it doesn't. Science, since you're already used to killing, you should keep doing it. Even if I'm complicit in all of this. I want to go as long as I can without physically murdering anybody.
Oh, come on. That's a bunch of nonsense.
It is nonsense.
Shut up, you. Rooster turned and kicked Bunny in the shin. Anyways, Bunny's already bound up right for you. It's a free kill. It's a middle space and a bingo card. This is the perfect opportunity to get accustomed to it in case you need to do it yourself later.
Okay, how about a rock, paper, scissors? Rock, paper, scissors?
Fine, but I have you know I'm a rock, paper, scissors master. 3, 2, 1. Oh no. Paper. God damn it.
Pepper never loses.
Yeah, whatever. You probably cheat or something. But fine, I'll do it. Paper! Der gute alte Stein. Verliert immer.
Rooster approached Bunny. Rooster, please. You don't want to do this. I can get you in. Bunny pleas were interrupted when Rooster wrapped his hand around Bunny's throat. I turned away.
This wasn't going to be a pleasant sight.
There was the sounds of struggling and an awful choking noise. Then after disrupting long time, I didn't hear anything. You done yet?
Yes, I'm done, you baby. You can look now.
I turned over, and sure enough, Bunny had gone limp in the chair. That's 1.5 kills on my soul. Well, that was unpleasant. We should probably get out of here now. It would be bad to be seen with the body.
Hold on, Mouse. We're not just going to leave the things like this.
Oh? For some reason, Rooster walked over to the kitchen. He returned with another knife. What, are you going to desecrate the body? Seriously?
Are you kidding me? I'm not some monster.
Instead of Bunny's body, Rooster began cutting up the jump rope tied around him. What are you doing?
Helping Bunny escape.
Escape?
Look, if Bunny just sits here, dead, and then he's another victim. But if he gets out of these ropes and escapes, he's still a suspect.
Oh, I get you. That's oddly smart, Rooster.
Oddly? I'm filled with great ideas. For instance, you know how when you want to watch TV and you always...
Okay, let's pitching more murder cover-up, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, Rooster, smart. Schlauer Junge.
Rooster finished cutting off the ropes and freed Bunny's corpse from the chair. It took a bit of work, but he ended up dragging it into the nearby restroom. After that was dealt with, Rooster had put some distance between us and the cafeteria. We went to a hallway on the 2nd floor, a hallway with 3 classrooms in a row. We entered the one furthest down the hallway. It looked like just another classroom. Textbooks, desks, chairs, the like. Funnily enough, there were a number of Hot Wheels in a little bucket on the teacher's desk, but that was about as weird as it got. There were also a number of dioramas sitting on the windowsill. Most looked like normal school projects. However, one of them jumped out to me. Huh? What's this?
See, buddy? Hey, this picture kind of looks like Tiger.
Oh, hey, this is Tiger. You're correct. The project was done on Tiger. Comparing it with the other projects, I immediately realized this wasn't like the others. This was a clue, but not in the traditional sense. The diorama talked about the Olympian, but not about her athletic abilities. It talked about the case of her dead mother, who fell over a body's balcony. The court case reached the verdict justified self-defense. However, there were other pictures and documents attached to the board. A picture taken on a phone of some knife. A picture of Tiger shaking hands with somebody in a suit. A history of bank transactions. At the bottom, a big bold text. Brian had written out his point.
Conclusion: the body equals murderous client.
The murderous part I couldn't understand. Context clues and whatnot. What was throwing me off was the word client. Rooster, what do you make of all this?
Seems a little dark for school project, don't you think?
Why do I bother with you?
Still, Tiger seems real scary looking at all this. Not at all like she seems now.
Indeed.
Oh, Entschuldigung.
I guess most people here are hiding something like this.
And you aren't?
No! Me being here is a total mistake.
A mistake?
Long story. Anyways, what about you? Do we know why you're here?
What? No!
Rooster, we're partners now. I've seen you do worse. You can tell me.
Well, if I'm being honest, I have an inkling of an idea. But I'm pretty sure Brian's pissed at my parents, not me.
Your parents?
I don't really want to get into it.
Why wouldn't he just kidnap them?
That's not really an option anymore.
Oh, baby.
Oh. Yeah, well, I'm not saying I'm a saint or anything, but speaking totally honestly, I don't think I did anything that would get Brian to bring me here. If anything, I think it would be more of his side than anything else. You know, it's ironic. If we really were the two most innocent people here, we were the ones who end up having to kill the others.
It would be. I wonder if it was intentional. Kill the others?
Oh, 9, Pig!
At some point, Pig had walked into the classroom. She must have overheard some of our conversation.
Oh, Dad. Mouse and I were talking about an online game.
An online game?
Yeah. We just realized that we knew each other through the game. And we were talking about our guildmates and how the...
Mid-sentence, Rooster rushed up over to Pig and wrapped his hands around her throat. She tried shouting out, and I couldn't have that, so I ran up with Rooster and covered her mouth with my hands. It felt horrible, Rooster strangling her while I covered her mouth. I couldn't look right at the sight. I turned my head and just pushed down. Eventually, the struggle died down. Rooster and I stepped back, and Pig lay on the floor, motionless. We were both breathing heavily.
God, what's your timing, Red?
I didn't have time to shoot the shit with Rooster. This was an unplanned panic kill, the type people got caught doing. Instantly, I picked out the classroom to see if there wasn't anyone around. I didn't see anyone, but I heard Doug's voice. He was having a one-sided conversation with somebody, and he was getting closer. I leaned back in and quickly filled Rooster in. Doug's coming. He's coming soon. He has company. We're screwed. I'll try to distract them.
Got it. Oh, toll!
Without another word, I left the room and walked a couple steps forwards. When Doug turned the corner, I was just standing outside the classroom, furthest from the one I was just in. And thank God, because he was walking with Horse. Seriously, what shit luck? One of the few people we couldn't deal with. If it was just Doug, well, we could have shut him up ourselves. But Horse, he cut us now, we'd be screwed. Quickly, I need to stall. Hey, Doug, Horse. Funny seeing you here. What are you two doing over here?
Good to run into you, Miles. Hard at work, trinket hunting, right?
That's it, dear, at any rate. Though I haven't had much luck yet.
I feel it. Anyway, House and I were searching together. Actually, Pig was also searching with us, but she went up ahead and down the hallway. Did you happen to run into her?
You have to be shitting me. No, haven't seen her around this way.
Oh, that's odd. This always kind of seems like a dead end, and there's only three classrooms.
Well, I don't know what to say. I've yet to see her. Dog's eyes squinted, and he looked at me up and down. He was suspecting me, wasn't he? Shit. I couldn't do anything suspicious at this juncture. If those two walked into the room with Pig's body, there's no way to weasel out of that. House would kill me, no question. Even if I could get away, House would report to the group, and then I'd be really screwed.
I think I look around for her, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. I didn't mind.
After you.
I gestured to the classrooms I stood beside, anything to keep him out of the deadly classroom for a second more. Following my suggestion, Dog walked into the classroom, and Horse followed shortly after. I didn't know what to do other than stay there, but just staying there, silence felt dirty. So I talked and talked. Not about anything useful, just about what I thought about the game. Suspicions, Brian, where trinkets could be found, anything. Honestly, it probably made me seem more suspicious than less, but its main function was to relieve my own stress. Doc and Horse didn't really engage in the conversation at all. Horse stayed by the door, while Doc was searched all over the classroom. He looked in places that wouldn't make sense if Pig was alive, which meant he was onto me. After searching the classroom, wordlessly, Doc walked out and into the next classroom. Horse and I followed. Again, he looked around. Nothing to find. After he had searched, he left and walked to the last classroom, the one Pig and Rooster were in. I didn't really want to follow him, but Horse was right behind me. He was watching me. He was on guard for me. It'd be more suspicious not to do so I gulped and walked into the room. There, I didn't see anything. Rooster must have hid, but Dog would sniff them out. He looked around the room, in all sorts of hiding spots like he had already done. And yet, he didn't find anything. Huh? I had to hide by surprise. Dog didn't. At that point, he had become openly suspicious of me, and yet, seemingly, my innocence was proven. So yeah, like I said a couple times, I don't think Pig's here.
Yeah, well, I must have read the room wrong. Sorry to waste your time like this. Pig must have made a wrong turn or something.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I guess we'll get back to looking around. You look after yourself, okay?
Will do.
Alright, Hoss. We're done here.
Okay. And just like that, the two left. I watched as they walked down the hallway, not looking back. What had happened? I was confused to say the least.
Okay, Dito, das will ich rausfinden, aber erst nächsten Part. Wie hat Rooster es geschafft, alles verschwinden zu lassen? Wir werden es rausfinden. Beim nächsten Mal bei Zodiac Trial. Tschüss.